Good morning from Istanbul Airport. It's way too early. It's 5 a.m. I got up at 3:30 to get here. Didn't know if it would be a gong show or not, so I left early, but it all went smoothly, so I got through security super quick and have about 3 hours before my flight to Fethiye. There's a change of plans for what I'm doing, so I've been traveling around by car now. Now I'm flying to Fethiye and I'm going to start hiking the Lycian Way. I was going to spend about 2 weeks doing that, but because of all this nonsense going on with the vid, I'm leaving a couple weeks early just to make sure I don't have any problems when I get home. So I've got a couple weeks left. I'll spend some time hiking, get back to Istanbul, do my test, and then fly out. All right, we'll see you on the plane. All right, after about a half-hour delay, we're finally moving, and I've got a empty exit row. Bonus. So I'm now at the start of the Lycian Way on the Fethiye side, and this goes for about 500 kilometers from here to Antalya. And so we're going to do some hiking on there. We're not going to get it all done, but we'll get as much done as we can, and hopefully the weather stays as good as it is now. And let's go out on the trail and see what we find. So I just spent the last few hours climbing, and it's early December. It's between 15 and 20 degrees, and most of the climb I was baking in the sun, and it was pretty hot. It's a bit cooler because it's cloudy, but just keep that in mind. If you're going to be doing this trail in the summer, it's going to be roasting hot. Trail is comprised of single track, dirt roads, and paved roads like I'm on now. Because the trail keeps going in and out of towns, then you get a lot of paved sections. I met a few weeks back that we're skipping a bunch of sections because it was all just boring paved road. And that certainly makes sense. If there's not going to be much to see, then you might as well skip the boring sections and get to the good stuff. So we'll see what the next few days has to offer and if we're going to skip any sections. So there are lots of these spring fountains that you can replenish your water in. I don't know if I would quite trust it unless I was desperate, but I'm sure it's fine. Good morning. I'll have to contend with the roosters. I stayed last night in Faralya. It's about 13k from the start, and I was gonna film the ending last night, but I was so tired from waking up at 3:30 and the hiking that I passed out at like 7:30. It was dark anyways and nothing else to do. I was lucky enough to find any accommodation, and one place was open that served some kind of a cheese pita, and there was nothing else open in town. I can't even get any supplies for food, so I've got a few pumpkin seeds and a couple of tangerines, and it's about 6k to the next town. I'm just gonna pack up and we'll hit the road. All right, and we're off. The weather's looking unsettled. If you look one way, it's blue sky, and if you look the other way, it looks like storm clouds. So we'll see what the next few hours brings by the time I get to Quebec. I don't feel that safe hiking this part of the trail. A lot milder than I expected. I'm still in shorts and a t-shirt. As long as you're moving, it's all right. And right now, even if you're standing still, it's not terrible. came around the corner and it was super windy, and even with the wind I still am just fine in what I'm wearing. There's a lot of honey production in this region, and as you hike along, everywhere you see beehives. So I've happened upon a juice stand, and this nice lady is going to make me a pomegranate juice. And since I've had nothing to eat, it's going to be welcome. Oh, teşekkürler. All right, a much needed snack and a little juice, and I should be able to power through this next 1.5 kilometers to town. So even in this town, nothing's open, and so I've got one little place, and I'm sitting in the kitchen where they're gonna cook me some spaghetti, and probably get a...
Ali is the cooker, very famous in the Kabak. You are lucky.
He's the famous cooker here in Quebec, and so I'm lucky that I've only got the one cooker, and he's the famous one. And then I'm gonna get a chicken wrap to go, hopefully, and in Alinca, we'll see. Hopefully I can find some more food and at least a place to sleep. Turns out December is a tough time to travel the Lycian Way. Now I gotta hike up around there, somewhere along there, and down on the other side probably. So I'm just on the other side of the valley now. I was just down in town over there, hiked all the way along the cliff face, came across the backside, and now I'm here. That was just under 2 hours or so, and I'm only a couple of kilometers from Alinca. So let's get to town and find a place to sleep. It's amazing. I'm in this valley surrounded by these cliffs, and then you get a peekaboo view of the ocean. I keep tripping because I don't want to look down. This area is also famous for olive oil, and everywhere there's olives littered around and people picking olives. This is a self-service cafe. I have a few items. Oh, I can grab some snacks. And you just put the money in the box. This is exactly what I need to stock up on a few supplies, just in case. There's no price list, so based on prices that I've seen in other spots, I put in 20 lira. That's probably more than enough. I hope anyways. Oh, it's under a kilometer, but the wind's really picked up and the clouds do not look friendly. I'm hoping I don't get stuck in a deluge before I hit town. So there's nothing else open, so only these domes were open. So it's the most expensive place I'm staying in so far. 50 bucks to stay in my dome. And it doesn't even have a bathroom. I have to walk 20 feet over there to have a shower. This is a great place with an amazing view. But it's best not to stumble around in the dark. You're drunk. Oops.